tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! Hey! Oh my God! It's the finale.
Say it ain't so.
The season finale of the season finale.
I'm all tangled.
He's all tangled. While he's doing that, we'll go to my camera, I guess. It's the season finale of the season finale of Mysteries of Laura Season 2. Can't believe it's happening already. I just can't believe it. This is the mystery of the end of Watch. Cameron, this is crazy. And I'm your host, James Lott Jr., and that's it. I'm just kidding. I'm your host, James Lott Jr., and I am joined...
And that was the finale.
The finale. And we're joined by...
I am Cameron Lewis at the Only Camshaft Twitter and Instagram, and as James said, this is the finale. And we're missing our
Yes,
third.
we are. I actually have tears shed because she's not here. She's not feeling well, but she would love to be here. Alexis Torres, Taurus 890, where all Alexis Tauruses are sold.
Alexis is the one who brought me onto this
And me
panel.
too. Me too.
So,
we owe it to her because she brought us both on this panel, actually.
So this one goes out to you, Alexis.
I'm sorry,
I really am
laughing.
sad she's not here.
No, seriously, I'm sad. It's the finale of all the shows to miss, but she is like almost a deathly ill.
I feel weirdly self-conscious about my predictions and opinions about this when Alexis isn't here.
I know.
Because she usually keeps me on the straight arrow. Straight and narrow.
Yeah, straight and narrow, something like that. So, Alexis, we love you, and hopefully it'll be season 3. Hopefully it'll be season 3 and we'll all be together again.
There has been so much, and I've looked into this the last couple of weeks, there's been so much chat about this because, you know, I will level with you all out there. Mysteries of Laura is a hidden gem to some extent. But everybody who watches this show loves it. And it's been called NBC's mysterious, it's been so many articles, people love this show.
Good for it. Yeah, they do, and the ratings are good for it. So.
And I think that because of Debra Messing being on, Jenna Fisher being on, I think we'll get a season 3. I hope we'll get a season 3. Because typically, too, James, they would have announced if there wasn't a season 3 by now.
Maybe. Nowadays, some of these shows, I mean, I do another show called Playing House, and it took like months after we found out there was going to be another one. And it was a hit show. So I'm like, I just wonder.
I just really want it to happen. That's all.
Well, we want to have because we want to be here with you guys again. We do every week. You guys are in the chat room already. Our usual Sue, Diane. Happy birthday, Diane. Her birthday's in an hour from now.
Diane.
It's her birthday. Jessica. I mean, it's like, you know, our people are here and you guys are always here with us. And that leads me into this. This will be really quick. You guys have been so supportive of our little crazy show that we do every Wednesday. And I wanted to just read off a couple of comments you guys have said to us. There's a few. I'll go fast before we just dig into this show that was actually really sad tonight. We had a really sad. I actually shed some tears tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so voice together.
Yes.
This is from our YouTube channel. And Dance Fever Girl says, I love these videos. You guys are awesome. I really hope that they renew Mysteries of Laura partly to watch our videos.
Well, that's amazing.
It's really nice. Animation Nerd Girl said, you guys are my favorite podcast to listen to, especially while I'm working on my art. Girl, I want some of your art. Whatever your art is.
Yeah, I'll buy 4.
I'll take some. I'm an artist myself.
I should probably find out how much it is before I say I'll buy 4, but I would love to.
I love that she's doing while she's doing her artwork.
That's awesome.
Here's hoping there's a season 3 of MOL so you guys can keep talking about it. Then we have Delo Industries.
Yeah.
Delo Industries. Even though I want to yell at the screen for most of the episodes, I love your show and you guys.
That's amazing.
Watch your voice. And Huda Key says to me, I really like your after show, especially when you explain things about New York and the places they go there. Now, I would bring that up because it's become like a little side thing I've been doing, but the fans
New York
really,
explanations.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Well, I like that. I think that's an important factor. I haven't been to New York.
And you haven't. I know. We got to take you there.
So
it's
beautiful.
I'm hoping. And if we would season 3, I'll continue to do that. And then Vera C says, I only watch the show for Alexis.
I mean, we all knew that was happening.
I mean, I said good choice.
We know that was. What did everybody say about my hair? There's definitely some hair, right?
So the last comment is...
What the hell?
The last comment is from Robin Sauls, and I love this comment. Makes me smile when I read it. Why in the hell do I care about what you're thinking? I want to hear. Don't know what that sentence means. Don't know what they're trying to hear, but I love you, Robin Sauls. Continue to watch. I love that. I love that comment. I don't know what that means.
Can you read it one more time?
This person says, "Why in the hell do I care what you're thinking? I want to hear."
Listen,
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't know why I care what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to go with that.
But we hope you had some fun.
What are you trying to hear?
I don't know.
Should be our thoughts.
That would be cool.
D-Style's in. Hi, D-Style.
D-Style.
So let's get into the episode. We just really want to thank you guys so much because you guys.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
This is great.
There's been, we've connected with some people who work at the show on Twitter, and I love when that happens because that's what it's about, James Lott Jr.
Yes, the writers have written to us kind of and said things, and they're just excited, and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna do season 3. So basically, this episode picks up on the aftermath of the shooting, and Laura has to tell Justin the son.
That is rough. That is a job that I do not envy. I do not want any job that has that involved in it. Either end of that stick is a bad one to be on. Obviously, you don't want to be receiving that kind of news. But how the hell do you talk to somebody about that?
I used to be a nurse, and I worked as a geriatric nurse, so you can imagine many of my patients died on me. But I didn't tell the families, the doctor, that was their responsibility, so I was kind of out of that. But one time my entire life, I had to tell my stepmom that her mom had died, and that was one of the hardest things. She's like another grandmother to me, and one of the hardest things I've ever did, to tell someone else, someone that close to them is dead.
How do you not bring your work home with you at that point?
Yeah, it must
you know
be
what I mean?
Tough. Yeah, it must be tough.
This is the side of things that people don't often think about. When you think about cops, think about police. They have to do this all the time.
They do. And the thing is, this episode is much more drama of the dramedy part of it than comedy. Like last week was very comedy.
Here's what I'll say about that, because I completely agree with you. But this is what I love about this show. Because, we have the CSIs of the world, we have the NCISs, and those have their purpose, and I understand that. But they're not really my cup of tea. The reason I like this show, it's a little funny, it's a little dramatic, but it always has heart.
Yeah.
And the drama, it's heart. It's not, husband's shooting wife, we have to solve the murder, that kind of heart. It's like there's heart behind every character. And I love this show for that reason.
Yeah. Shout out to Carolyn Topo, my girl. She said she's gonna come on. She's on. I see her.
Thank you very much.
They're all people they couldn't do it. I know it's tough.
Yeah.
And tough. This show complete. There's a few comedic moments in there, kind of, but it was very
the burrito.
That was hilarious. We're gonna talk about that herder food. So the precinct is watching footage over and over again, and when Jake writes on the board, the clear board, victim. Man. I'll tell you guys, I shed tears several times this episode, and I never thought I'd do it over Santiani. I never thought a million years at the beginning of the season, I'd have tears over her.
I didn't either, but it's one of those situations where it's like it's the loving pain in your ass.
Well, Laura says, I hate her from the beginning, but it's because she did things her way. No, because she did things my way. Yeah. They were similar.
I really liked that line.
It's a great line.
Yeah.
They were similar.
Yeah.
She was a strong woman.
That's exactly how it happens, too. It's like when people are so much alike, you just butt heads.
That's very true.
Constantly.
That's very true.
Which is why you and I fight all the time.
I hate Cameron. So, I'm a good actor. I just get on screen. So Billy is worried, and so there's a little mini storyline going on too about Max.
Yeah,
there's did
not expect a Max storyline.
Me neither.
Almost ever.
Same here.
Yeah,
he's always the guy who just comes in and has the information and he's and says the one-liners or whatever. But they were he was worried about him, so he was not reacting. Mm-hmm. He's trying to hold it together.
Which, by the way, everybody has their own way of dealing with things. Yeah, and that's what happens sometimes with people.
Yeah, it does. And then Meredith didn't want him to comfort her in public. Went to say something. She kind of walked away. She was not here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that's a little mini thing, too, that was going on.
Yeah.
That kind of went on there, which explains them. Jen comes into Jake, and she has her speech. She doesn't want to miss. You have your heart condition. You have this going on. The shooting, and I was scared, and she's committed.
I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be a breakup right then.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I did. I thought that Jen was coming in to go, listen, I'm really into it. I really like it. But when I saw you shooting on TV and all these other things, and there was a shooting, and you're potentially going to die or get hurt, I just can't deal with that because I need somebody who's going to be there. And I thought it was going to be one of those things. Like, I know it's not your fault, but you have to understand.
Right. No,
I need security.
Nope, she was
But no, she's like, let's do this. Come on, man. If you like it, put a ring on it.
That's right. And if you like it, I love it. So Jake is like, they find out actually do deduction that the way I love this part, of course, of the show. They kind of go, well, the shooting went this way, and there's this type of gun, and was he? Take two.
Action.
It wasn't Laura they were looking for.
Yeah, well, I definitely thought it was. But again,
Me too,
if Alexis was here, she would stomp that out.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Immediately. Be like, no, it's the janitor. But yeah, I was for sure. I was like, yeah, somebody's going after Laura.
This one's going after Laura.
Even last week when we see Santiani get shot, I was like, okay, somebody was clearly aiming for Laura.
Yeah.
They sneezed and they shot, Santiani, which...
Yeah.
That's how you shoot yourself in the foot, by the way.
You do look to the light so the sneeze goes away.
That is a good trick.
Or the sun. Yeah. So Laura wasn't the target because what she did bring up, because we had this last episode, Jimmy Chun was like, I'm going to kill you, bitch, or whatever. Yeah. So, she remembered that part.
18 hours ago, she said. There's only been one person that threatened me the last 18 hours. I was like, who? Who was it? The lady at Target?
It was Homeboy.
Yeah.
And so
Jimmy Chun.
Good
name.
Yes, I do. I said it's a great name. Writers out there, we actually this name we liked. So Jake is basically telling her you cannot really get involved in this certain part. We're gonna send Billy and Meredith down there. And I love this part. I even like this guy's name too, Calvin Wu. They walk in this guy. When they brought him out, I started laughing because they brought him out. I'm like, he has long hair. Like, who's this guy? And
they sound like action movie stars.
They do.
What was it again? Calvin Wu and Jimmy Chun in
Rush Hour 5.
Mysteries of Rush Hour of Laura.
Something like that. The more you know, the more you know. So they pull him out. They had changed the wristbands of the names. He's like... And he says, and this part made me kind of chuckle a little bit, but not really. It's not funny, but it made me chuckle a little bit. Just when he was like, he talked me into it. I know who he is and who he is. And his ex tried to dump him, get some alimony, and she's still missing.
What?
Yes.
I wanted to ask about the wristbands.
Yes.
Is this actually how they identify people in jails? Because I have no idea.
You saying it to me like I know?
I don't know. You're typically wiser than I.
Yes, I'm black. No, I don't know. No, seriously, I don't know. I've never.
Because I wonder how common. Because people do escape prison.
I know.
That actually happens on a regular basis. El Chapo. And I wonder what the identifying markers are. Do they give him a tattoo or something? Do they?
No tattoo.
But that would be permanent. You can't copy a tattoo.
Well, I wonder. I always thought it was on the cowl. I don't know. I have no idea.
I'd be interested to find out because I want to know how many people switch places in prison.
Oh, somebody say, Jessica Iverson says depends. Some do in jails.
Some do. Tattoo or the wristband?
Yeah, please clarify that one for us. I will read it. Let's see what's going on.
I am really interested in that, though. But yeah, anyways, Calvin Wu, they switch places.
But they go home and they're like, okay, Jimmy has no kind of records, like any kind of stuff, so they don't know what's going on there. But I remember I caught this last week. I was like, there's a reason why they showed the baby on that screenshot of his. It's a cute little baby. It was a cute little baby on his phone, on Jimmy Chun's phone. And he had said, I remember it too, he said he was born 10 days ago. And so Laura's like, ha. And this is the part that,
I did not catch that.
Here's the part that kills me. I used to be a nurse, but I wasn't prenatal or postnatal nurse. I wasn't like a pediatric nurse or anything like that. Yeah. But she's saying that in New York, that hospitals swaddle babies a certain way that's very unique to the hospital.
With different blankets.
Like one may have trains, one may have elephants or whatever. I never heard of it before. Actually, it's one thing I never heard of before, so I don't know.
They might.
They might. I mean, that's something.
Sometimes hospitals have those kind of secret codes where they won't put, the same color socks on people or something because of. No, but they do that kind of stuff.
With the socks?
I don't know about the socks, but the smocks. They'll change it up. I do wonder if that's a thing because. Do people still accidentally take home the wrong baby? Is that a common thing anymore?
I don't know. I watch enough soaps. They do. I don't know in real life. I don't know in real life. General Hospital do it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do it in real life. I mean,
because that actually I can see a place where they go, okay, your baby has the green blanket.
No, but babies have wristbands too.
Well, maybe they switch. Maybe Jimmy Chun and Calvin Wu were like as kids. They put on their different wristbands.
And he just kept growing up into them.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No.
So Mr. D said, like, Nurse James, I would watch that show. I was a good nurse. That was fun.
I would love Nurse James.
Nurse James. That's
that would
totally
be great.
that's okay. Put it to own. I'm ready.
I'm writing that down.
Okay. So wristband, name tags, IDs in jail, but as the level highest, like prisons and max, they have the pics with IDs in the photos. So
okay, yeah, they should probably just
do
that.
Because in regular jails, it's a high turnover. You're not there very long.
Can't take the pictures.
Yeah, that's why they don't do that, I guess.
I guess.
This is Jessica Tons. They're supposed to confirm pictures, but Chung was never verified. I assumed a local jail before transfer made it easy.
Yeah, that's probably true. And he wasn't there very long.
He wasn't there very long.
Yeah.
And then Chung, I got it. And then Diane says, I thought when you were born you just get pink or blue blankets. Yeah,
I thought that too, Diane. But nowadays,
Well, Diane, I was born in the
gender
60s.
fluidity.
Well, I was born in the 60s. I'm sure that's all they did when I was born. So I was a county baby. So
I didn't have a blanket. I just was sitting there naked the whole time.
Well, I thought you just came out in the cornfields of St. Louis.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
shot
I was
out.
husking day one.
Corn
on the cob. Yeah,
you were husked.
I was.
I love it.
I was husked.
You were husked. Then Meredith and Laura have like a little. So they figured they tried to figure that out, and there were some babies born because Max does his job.
Yeah.
Meredith, of course, asked Laura, "How are you doing?" And she has again, it was like a serious moment. She's like, she's devastated.
Yeah.
And she wants somebody to hold her.
She says, "I'm exhausted. I'm devastated. I'm numb, and I feel alone."
You wrote that down. Why you did write that down?
Because that's
how you feel today.
Every day, look at myself in the mirror, listening to a Joni Mitchell album, and I go, "Cameron, I'm exhausted, devastated, numb."
See, I listened to Morrissey because all his songs sound sad. Like girlfriend in a coma. I know. Yeah, that's me. Then you have.
I looked at clouds.
Exactly, it's just sad, always sad. I mean, I love Morrissey. Don't get me wrong. I love Morrissey and the Smiths.
No.
So they've deduced that the baby mama is Kathy Contreras.
Deduced.
I love saying deduced.
I know.
Baby mama is Kathy Contreras.
Yes.
And so they find this episode they found everybody right away. There was like no.
Yeah, they did. It was
no
like okay,
runaround.
once they had the info, the person was at the house.
Both of them were home. Everybody was home.
It was like they're sitting there watching Jeopardy or something. Who is the criminal? You are. You're under arrest.
It was kind of like they both answered the door. Who's answering the door? Like
I did. I didn't think about that.
It was like, hello, come on in. The pizza's here.
LAPD. All right, I guess that's I don't know. It might be the cops.
It might be pizza. Or is that my Amazon delivery?
That might be it. My Amazon guy does say NYPD when he knocks.
Well, in my neighborhood, in Inglewood, they do too. They say LAPD in Inglewood. So yeah. So anyway, so
it's part of Prime.
It's part of Amazon Prime. Like, thanks for that Spice Girl book. Anyway, so yeah. So basically, he says that he didn't put the hit out.
Yeah.
He didn't. So he didn't. But they used tactics of threatening his baby mama Kathy, which we never really saw her, but they're threatening her.
You know what I was thinking though? Like, why, if he didn't put the hit out, why would he be so desperate to get out of jail?
Yeah, I know.
Was it because he wanted to go see the baby, or maybe?
Maybe it was close to his baby and baby mama.
Maybe baby.
Maybe baby. Criminals need love too.
They do. No, yeah.
They do.
Well,
I guess. So they make a case. So maybe it's a case from back in the day they're thinking, but no. So they meet, and I was happy to see her. Oscar winner Mercedes Rule plays Val, Nancy's mom, a very good Italian.
They look so much alike.
I know, it's so funny. Callie Thorpe and Mercedes Rule, like, you guys like related. She won for The Fisher King, which is a great movie.
Awesome movie.
Saw it. Yeah,
awesome
it's a great
movie.
Jeff Bridges, the late Robin Williams. I mean, great film, and she was in that. And so I was glad to see her little short due. Glad to see her on there.
She rocked it.
She did.
She really reminded me of Santiani.
Yes, she did.
Nancy Santiani.
Nancy Santiani.
Which I didn't know her first name.
I think I did and I forgot. We never say her name. They never said her name either. They always said her last name. We kept calling her Santini.
Yeah.
Or Ups. Ups lately dropping off my packages with holes. That's not good, Diane.
Diane, you need to switch to FedEx or something.
Yeah, I know.
DHL that thing. Yeah, put it on a donkey.
Oh my God, Diane's so funny. All I remember is I came out real light-skinned, damn near white. How do you remember? Because you were born.
I remember my birth in the cornfields. I was shucking day one.
My parents told me that if they didn't pay for me each month, they had to send me back. I was a county baby.
Like you were rental?
Yeah, I was a county baby. They didn't have enough money or poor, so they had to pay for me. But I was like, Yeah, how you said like baby James? Can you imagine how cute I was as a baby? Can you imagine this face of a baby?
I can imagine.
With a deep voice.
Yeah.
Mommy, I'm hungry.
You came out going, hello, I'm James Lott Jr.
I probably did.
Let's deduce. Day one, deducing and shucking.
I probably did.
In the cornfields.
So I had some pictures. Oh, pictures. Well, yeah, pictures, of course.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, they go into the room because she's like, Justin has not come out of his room all day. And so he goes in the room and he's gone. But they deduce.
Deduce.
It's a drinking game now, you guys. They deduce that basically his phone's still sitting there, which we know he didn't leave on his own accord. And then there's a ladder coming from outside. So he was taken. So I was really they kept mentioning the dad kind of in the beginning of the series, like saying, well, she had ex named Vince, all that, but I didn't know it was gonna be him, literally.
No, I thought that Justin was just like, I don't know how to deal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see my girl.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go deduce together in a cornfield. I thought that he went out by himself.
Well, you know what's funny? Alexis probably would have caught that already.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? She solved this thing weeks ago.
Yeah, she would have solved that.
She didn't even know what the mystery was, and she already knew who the killer was. But what's interesting is I think the clue that, for me, I think this is pretty accurate. The clue in that scene that makes Laura deduce that he was taken and not run away is that he left his phone there, which I think is so accurate because all of us are. Well, I mean, all of us now.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Are attached to the hip to our phones.
Well, it's right here, kids.
Sometimes literally on the hip if you have a holster. In which case, you're out of date. You nerd.
It's like, who doesn't go upstairs and check on their grieving grandson? Well, I mean, she figured,
I mean, there's plenty of people in the house.
Yeah, she figured he's in his room.
Time.
Yeah, he's alone time. Actually, my grandson lost his father a couple of years ago. And he was 14 at the time. And so I've been through this situation actually before, personally. Yeah. So, but there was times you'd leave him alone. There were times you let him have his little moment.
Yeah. You didn't try to take him, did you?
No. Tried to leave with me, but no, that didn't work out.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. But you have to leave him in a room here,
Yeah, a little bit of the thought, grieving time.
Because he's old enough to actually have thoughts. I mean, he's not like some little 8-year-old. I mean, he's like someone, I want to say he's 12 or 13. I can't remember how old he is.
Your grandson or your...
No, I remember how old my grandson
I was going to say, wait a second. I would admit to that.
Yeah, how old he is.
Justin, I think he's a teenager.
Yeah, he's a teenager.
Yeah.
So they get the print again. So fast deduction.
Deduced.
Prints on the ladder by Vince. So they go.
Prints by Vince.
Prints by Vince. Exactly.
Sounds like a photo printing shop.
Prints by Vince. I like that. Prints by Vince. That's totally what it is. And so they look up to see kind of because he has no money. He's a criminal. He's a career criminal. Yeah. And Vince apparently was her ex-husband who beat her and all this stuff. So there's the whole thing going on. Which this episode is really funny because they actually humanized him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these shows usually don't do that.
They never bring up, aside from the one time where Laura kind of paints the picture about him and says that he was abusive and things like that, he doesn't strike me as somebody who's abusive. After you meet him and he kind of explains what's going on and where his head was, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy, because he says, I loved
he
Nancy.
loved her. Yeah, he loved her.
And I don't know, it was very interesting.
What makes you want to know a little more about him? Like maybe he had a drinking problem, or so maybe he had some anger management problem. He did love her. I mean, you just it's almost the same thing like with Jake. Like, why did Jake cheat on Laura? Although before the show came on, like why did he do it? Like we're just like. They're kind of humanizing the guys, which is interesting. It's a different twist. I know you see that on episodic television. And so they figured he got a loan in Flatbush, which is in Queens.
See, I
knew that once.
Flatbush.
And they get an address. Once again, do it again.
Deduced.
And they come to the house.
Yeah.
You're knocking on the door.
Oh, I'm confused about
there you go. Knocking on the door. Hello.
Oh, is it? Oh,
he answered the door. He answered the door.
Yes.
Like once again, he answered. I know we could have practiced that a little better. We were separated. I almost said at birth. We were separated
at viewing.
Thank you.
Yeah, he just answers the door.
He answered the door.
Gun in the back.
Yeah. Hello.
Gun in the back.
He's like, hello.
Yeah. And what kind of HVAC guy comes in and goes, emergency, let me in. Your air conditioner's not working. It's hot out. I like the voice Jake put on for that.
Yeah, he did. He did try a different voice, didn't he?
He goes, hello, your thing is broken, yo. I'm not a police officer. That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I've only been to Queens twice, you guys. Somebody in the chat room. Yeah. That was the last borough I ever been to. I had been to all the other boroughs, and Queens was the last one.
Why are they called boroughs?
That part's a good question, you guys. Anybody from New York? I don't know that one, but there are 5 of them.
Because they do say that in the show too.
Yeah, there are 5. That's how you talk about them in New York. There are 5 boroughs: Staten Island. Make sure I get it correctly. Staten Island, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens. Oh my God. Bronx.
And Florida.
No, and Florida.
Oh,
and
Bronx.
the Bronx.
Yes.
And the Bronx. And Brooklyn is the largest of all the boroughs.
Where's Bushwick?
That's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And they all have their own mayors and their own little mini governments.
What?
Mm-hmm. There's a mayor of Brooklyn.
I did not know that. Really?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like little principalities.
So then, if somebody's the mayor of New York City?
Of New York City.
But what are the other? Is it Manhattan, New York City?
They're all smiling in here. Why am I smiling? Tell me an answer. What?
Is it Manhattan, New York City?
Yeah.
So is the mayor of New York City the mayor of Manhattan?
Yeah.
What about the mayor of Manhattan?
Mayor of New York City.
So then he's. But what about
Manhattan's is another name for New York City.
Okay, what about Bronx? Is the mayor of New York City the mayor of Bronx?
Somebody asked me that question. I think so, right? I think not. I think they're all separate, aren't they?
This is fascinating. I'm sorry to get off track.
No, that part. Somebody tell me that. I'm not sure. Somebody tell me about that part.
I apologize.
But they're all separate. They're all separate areas, and they're referred to as boroughs.
That's interesting.
Well, you know what's funny? New York is of Dutch descent, so to speak. New Amsterdam was New York. Harlem is a Dutch word.
Yeah.
They're all different Dutch words. Brooklyn are all Dutch words. So.
No, Amsterdam.
Welcome
to New York.
My family, the Dutch. So Laura and Jake, they used a phrase called the dad pad before they actually found Vince. The dad pad. Yeah. I never heard of it.
I really like that. Well,
I like it too. I never heard it before.
I thought it was like for butt leakage.
She said smelly, messy.
Like. Yeah, but it's a name for an apartment for.
Yeah, I never knew that. It's so funny.
I did like it. And it's a good name for an app for like guys who are looking for single apartments.
Carolyn says it's an alternate name for a county. Oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
And Diane agrees with me. I think they all have separate mayors. Everything's separate.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, so then Laura and Aunt Lucy have a moment. I forgot about her.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't think she was going to be in this episode because it was kind of like case solved for her.
Yeah. I forgot she's living with her.
Turns out she's living with her, and she's being a good little aunt.
They did show Alicia though, which we love her, of course. I'm sure she'll be on next season.
Yeah, she better be.
But yeah, Laura comes down after having just a few minutes of sleep. And then just comes in, and she's like, the kids are harassing them or eating the table with their little napkins, all dressed, eating cereal, and Lucy cleaned the kitchen.
I mean, I got to hand it to her. She said, I've been an aunt for 3 days, and I'm killing it.
Man, I love it.
You are. Who are those boys?
I know. Oh, sorry. Same mayor as borough presidents. Thank you. I forgot that.
What is it?
So each borough has a president. But the mayor, the one mayor is all...
Yeah, but I mean... Yeah, sure, you're the mayor and you're like presiding over me, but my title is president.
Yes,
that's way cooler.
Yeah, I agree with people in here too. I like Lucy this episode.
I love Lucy in this episode.
I love Lucy. You just said it.
I love Lucy.
And she's a redhead.
Lucy,
I'm home.
I'm kind of in love with Lucy now.
Oh, in love, and like in love.
Yeah.
Cameron's in love.
Debbie, if you're watching.
Yeah, Debbie. When you're not doing Jesse and doing this, she may have time for you.
Yeah. I know she's watching, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure she is. Yeah. And she's questioning you too, I'm sure. But she was there. I love what she said because she made a little reference. Because I love the show myself. I know I was late to the game, but I love the show. Laura actually wisely asked have the kids seen the shooting thing that happened. She goes, no, I turned to Adventure Time.
She said Adventure Time.
She did. I love Adventure Time.
It's such a good show.
Oh my God, I love that show. My mother got to it late, but I love that show. Yeah. That and Uncle Grandpa, I like those. And Rick and Morty. I like those two.
Rick and Morty is the best.
Those three. And I was so late to the game, but I love what these are those.
I want to do a show a little bit under the influence so I can burp like Rick. Yeah, James.
James. You can do it.
Mysteries of Laura, James.
And so but Lucy and Laura have like a fun exchange.
Yeah.
And but meanwhile, as Laura it comes to her, she remembers a thing that Santiani said to her about always tracking Justin ever since he was lost in the Walmart.
What I thought. Like when they said that, when she says that, I was like, yeah, but he left his phone at home.
Right.
Because I thought it was one of the apps that people install on their phone.
Me too.
But it turns out it was a bracelet.
Well, it's funny that when they go to hack into the thing, it's like, I love there's like, she would never have a password that's like personal. It's the password they give you. I love
non-memorable.
That. Right, it's like 5G, 9X. Whenever they give me those,
BRI, like, 7QLZ243.
Capital Y, lowercase.
Ampersand.
I love
MA. That's umlaut.
Umlaut. I was an umlaut.
Did you really?
Umlaut.
Umlaut is the Dutch New York.
Oh, Jesse's been canceled. Just get more time.
Come on over, Debbie.
It was so. Oh my God! It was like that's so. It would be so Santiani. I thought that was just a great little 100%. Twist. And they had to go to find Vincent. And they had to go to Far Rockaway, which is a peninsula out in Queens.
Far Rockaway.
I was out there not too long ago, actually.
I have no idea what any of these places are, but
I went to a Red Lobster out in Far Rockaway not too long ago.
Oh, I actually think I saw that in the background of one of these scenes.
Yes.
You were there that day when they were shooting. I saw you.
Me and my gran.
Yeah.
Hi, gran. So they find Justin and his dad, and they basically, Justin comes out, he's like, no, he's trying to save me.
Which I was like, what?
I know, that was a twist.
Save you from what?
I know.
And then I started spiraling out of control in my head. I was like, Santiani? Holy shit. It's been one season-long mystery where she's behind all these things.
This is not Dallas. It will not be a dream.
Yeah.
They're going to wake up in the shower. Dallas. Good morning. That was ballsy. That season, I'll tell you something. Yeah. That whole summer, we had to wait to see, is that Bobby Ewing? Is that something? Oh, my God. Yeah. When she woke up, it was like, good morning. He's like, good morning. In the shower.
I'm like, wait a second.
What the F?
But I was pretty convinced that Santiani may be a terrible person, but it turns out she's not.
No. Just Vince was at this house with his old bosses.
Yeah.
But Jen, earlier before that, homeboy pulls out a ring and shows Billy that he wants to propose to Jen.
And Billy's like, duh.
Yeah, exactly. He did. If this was like cable, he would have said that.
Yeah.
If it was like HBO, Showtime, or Stars.
And I kind of agree with Billy.
It's like you've been together for a minute.
First of all, she's a lawyer.
Right.
So chances of her manipulating you pretty high.
Yeah. But
so
he was already
Jen.
there.
I love Jen.
Me too.
But that's a quick proposal, my friend.
They're like, Cam, you should come to New York. What are you waiting for? That's what they're saying.
Well, let's do a GoFundMe. And we'll get Cam out to New York. Follow me on Twitter at @theonlycamshaft. Let's work something out, friends.
Oh my God. That's pretty funny. Flights are really cheap right now. So wait for a second. Oh yeah. So it brings in a polygrapher.
A polygrapher. Yeah.
Is that how you say
That's
it?
how they said it. That's how Jen said it.
Okay,
it's a polygraph test, but it's a polygrapher.
Okay, polygrapher.
Yeah.
Thank you. A polygrapher. And when Vincent's answering the questions, like, did you kill your Santiago? Did you do it? It's spiking, so he's lying, but again, they deduce.
Deduce!
I think it's like really erect.
And also the microphone.
Oops. I know. I think it just made it worse. Last week was my chair. This week it was that.
There you go.
There we go.
There it is.
Sorry.
No longer flaccid.
I feel like it was in my mouth.
Yeah.
So, yes. So,
polygrapher.
So Laura says you're not asking the right questions.
You're not asking the right questions, which is interesting because Jake was like, he's lying 3 times. It's spiking. He's lying. Yeah. And she says he's lying by omission, which I guess I never really thought about. Yeah. That can happen with the polygraph test. It's not that you're necessarily lying about the question. It's just you're not answering it the right way.
Yeah, and that is a good point. I think you really have to ask a question in a specific way to really get the answer.
Yeah.
Because you can say things, you can say throw a word in there or anything, and you're like, no, and it's like, have you stolen? You say no, ding, 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 ding. Yes, I've taken a pencil from a job. I mean, that's like, you have to ask.
What did I just deduce?
Exactly.
When I was born in the cornfield,
yes,
I accidentally took an ear of corn.
There you go. I got it.
That wasn't mine.
Hey, half the folks here are like, they like Jen and Jake together, or half say they don't like Jen and Jake together.
Well, I love Jenna Fisher, so
yeah.
I'm happy to have her stick around.
So when Laura says, "Do you feel responsible for your wife's death?" That's where it all comes out. Yeah. Because when I went to the dad pad, they had found that he had her schedule of her work.
Yeah, that was
then on the wall, payments and dates and payments.
Why did he have her schedule?
That part didn't really explain. I think it was just he was watching her. Because Murray said a month ago he had shown up, and she put a restraining thing on him.
So maybe he is a creeper.
Yeah.
Even though he had the right intentions in saving Justin, maybe he is a creeper.
Well, he wanted Justin. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So they find out that through him talking, the Nolan brothers, Richie and Eddie. Hi, Richie and Eddie Nolan.
Richie and Eddie Nolan.
But Edward Norton
showed up.
Thank you. Edward Norton. Where was it? Norton was a former Army Ranger and had a badge in what?
Marksmanship.
That's right, kids. And he was dishonorably discharged. And maybe mention that, of course. But he had told Vince, basically it all came down to Santiani's death benefits.
Mm-hmm. Which I think, I was like, on one hand, obviously, I don't want Santiani to die.
Yeah.
But I think what this paints is an interesting picture. You know, you're not. People don't always do these kind of things because they have some other kind of vendetta, like, oh, you stole my girlfriend, gonna kill you, this, that, and the other. They can devise these very simple situations where, oh, it's simply we just want money. We just need the money. That's why we're going to take you out. It's not always, oh, you put my friend away years ago and it's really interesting.
Money is root of all evil.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, and so basically, well, what happened was he had fell asleep on a job. He was lookout guy, and he didn't
Dude, do not do that.
He missed it. So he's like, you owe us all the money we lost, $300,000.
Yeah, that's. How much were they making every day?
Who knows?
Jeez Louise.
Okay, so he said, give us $25,000 as a down payment.
Yeah.
It'll be okay for a while.
Yeah.
So you get the death penalty thing, and they're thinking, well, Justin will inherit the money. You become his guardian. They had a whole plan going. They're ready.
They had the family tree figured out.
Yes, they did. But he was like, Vince again, sound like a good guy. I will do anything to avenge, her death. He was like, I'm ready to do it.
Yeah. And then Laura was like, anything?
She's all, you will.
Yeah.
MFer.
Bleep.
You will. Beep, beep. So the docs, they have they're at the end, towards the end, they have the big setup, the docks, everything's down there. That's how it looks down there with all those different things. They've used those in movies and stuff all the time.
What are those called?
I'm blanking on the name.
The things they put on the trailer.
The barges.
But like the containers, shipping containers. I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And so they're all down there. It looked like a maze. I thought it was good.
Which, by the way, did you see this tweet?
No.
Somebody from Mysteries of Laura. I'm going to look right now, and I'm going to tell you guys who to look up on. Let's see here. Jim Nickas. JIMNICKAS. He's part of the Directors Guild of America. Mysteries of Laura. So he works on the show. He posted this really fascinating picture of a model where they mapped out what the scene was going to look like. If you guys want to look this up, I know this is like terribly difficult for me to show you right now on the YouTube. Look all the way from over there. Whoa! But it's really interesting. It looks like a little model train set or something they put together, which I love that. I love stuff like that.
But it was like, because she was at top, and she had to like direct them. Like, that'd be a good game show kind of thing. Like, direct people like in mazes and stuff.
I know. Tara O'Hara on Twitter, Miss Actress 04 tweets at us right now and says, okay, there has to be a season 3 of #Mysteries of Laura. We agree with you, Tara. We
totally agree with you. And so basically, Laura thinks of Santiani. You go for the best. You expect the worst.
Yeah.
She was smart. He meets up with the Nolan guys for $25,000. They go, let's go over here in the corner over here. She's like, no, don't worry. I'm already got this covered. The wire isn't where they can see.
She put it where the sun don't shine. Holy crap.
Where's that?
I believe a fanny pack.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. So smart. So they ripped his clothes off like it was a stripper pole or something. They were like, what's up? Like nothing there. And then he does this dude like, oh, you have to do it. And of course, again, a quick case. They admit everything.
Yeah. They record it. They have it down.
They're down. They're in.
Yeah.
I love Jake climbs and he jumps and jumps.
Yeah, jump. I liked right before Jake catches them and they all like move in, that tractor trailer drives by. And it's like, okay, damn it. First of all, who's driving an 18-wheeler on this barge or the docks or something, going 800 miles an hour? You animal.
It's so weird. Vince and Justin are reunited. Grandma Val says she'll have custody, but she'll let Vince in once in a while, so that's kind of nice. So that's all wrapped up neat in a bow. In a bowl. The part that made me kind of cry, because I was just so sad, was the actual end of watch announcement for Santiani. And it was like for Nancy, and they were all there. And I started crying when he started showing the other officers listening to it.
Yeah.
Outside in Times Square, by the Brooklyn Bridge. They were showing people, and I was like, oh my God, it was so sad. And then, of course, when Max is like, I'm Mr. Positive, I got to hold it together. And Laura's like, you don't have to. And then she goes outside, and he's crying, and he falls into her arms.
Yeah.
And I was crying. I was crying along with it. And then Billy and Meredith hug. They catch it. They hug. They hug it. It's like,
they're getting some tonight, Billy and Meredith. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody said they cried a little too. I know. Everybody say, I know. It was touching.
You know, something about just the phrase "end of watch."
I know. My parents, of course, I told you last time, were airport police, and they always would have like we had to end the watch for so-and-so. They never say die. They say it's officer. And they used to always say last names all the time. You know, Mahoney, you know, they had to end the watch for him. And I'm like, it's such a final kind of thing, but it's also kind of beautiful at the same time.
It is, because it's like, okay, that's what they were doing this whole time, is they were watching over the city, which I think is really cool. I think it's really neat.
It's very cool. And then, of course, here's the cliche part that many of you guys just, it's raining outside.
Yeah.
In New York City, it's raining. Lucy and Laura have a fun little talk. When Laura starts crying, and she's like, he's proposing to Jen because Billy broke the bro code and told Laura that Jake's proposing
Billy's
to Jen.
done this before. Billy, why people go to Billy and tell him things and he keeps spilling the beans?
Yes.
Like, Billy.
But him and Laura have known each other longer, and that's just
I guess.
They have a bro code too, so to speak, I guess.
They do.
But him and Jake have it too. It's like, it's kind of be tough. And then I love this whole part. Sees the moment by the balls, that's what she's talking about. And she's like, wait a minute. I pushed him away. He was 4 years my boyfriend, 2 years my fiance, and 10 years we were married.
It's a long time.
We was like, hasn't he been with her just for a month?
That's a long time.
But Laura says fix it. But Lucy says fix it. So they go to the observation deck, go to 30 Rock. The observation deck in New York City.
I really want to go to New York City.
Oh my God, I've been there. I've been to that restaurant and everything. And in the background is the Empire State Building. I've been there too. Great, it's all there. Very iconic imagery, but it's funny because NBC they went to 30 Rock.
Yeah.
And it's great. Rockefeller Center's right there. It's just, I love it. We'll get you there one day.
I need to go.
With the GoFundMe, we'll get you there.
Yeah.
And
GoFundMe on Twitter at the Only Cam Show.
There you go. And Jake and Jen are having their dinner, looking nice. Laura comes in wet because you can put a jacket on or something.
She was outside. Yeah.
And
she was in a hurry.
She couldn't throw a jacket on. We're just like, okay.
Love. I can't wait.
Oh my God. And then she pulls Jake aside. They're standing in front of the Empire State Building that's all lit up with the special colors now they have. And she says, don't do it. Don't do it. I still love you. He's like, your timing sucks. Then, there's a little bit of talk and they get into this big passionate kiss. First, it's her kissing him.
But then
he just goes right back in.
He kicks it in.
Yes, he did. He brought it in.
He put it into fifth gear.
Yes, he did. And then Jen walks up and says, well, what's going on? Anything I can do? And he looked down, and just like my finger, it was we've been on this one, there was a ring on it.
When the camera's panning down, I thought it was going to be her flipping somebody off. But it turns out it was the ring.
Yeah.
And we got some drama now.
And that's how it ended.
We got some drama.
Laura's
this is why we need a season 3.
We need season 3.
I need more Jenna Fisher. I need
Yes.
more Debra Messing.
Yes.
And I need to see
if
Jake chooses Jen or Laura. Or maybe Max. Maybe he has a switching of the teams moment. Him and Max end up together.
Yes.
Could be.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so. Maybe Rolando.
Who's Rolando?
Ronaldo.
Oh, what?
Rolando. Isn't he Rolando?
Oh, yeah, him too. Well, either him or Tony could come back. There's 2 people that could come back next season.
That's right. That's right.
She had 2 people who was into
Tony.
her. I forgot about Rolando. That's right. Thank you. I love my New York talk too. Well, that was your Mysteries of Laura.
No.
I know. We're not gonna end it. Sorry, Ray. We're just gonna stay here all night.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything.
Coming up, we're gonna do 12 episodes of what we think is gonna happen in season 3. It's gonna be called a pre-recap.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's playing the music off. He's playing a song like the Oscars.
I see.
No diversity. Just kidding. So tell them thank you and tell them where you can find you.
I really appreciate you all watching, listening this season, subscribing, letting us know what you think of the show, and we really appreciate the comments. The writers of the Mysteries of Laura, we want to thank you for staying involved with us. And I don't know what else there is to say other than you can find me on the Only Camshaft Twitter and Instagram. You can find Alexis Torres, who couldn't be here tonight, at atorres890. And I really appreciate it, guys. I really am thankful for you all commenting and sharing it with your friends, spreading the word, sharing the love. James Lott Jr.
Yes, and to that couple on iTunes who wrote us a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
I hope you enjoyed this season. I hope you guys enjoyed this season.
I really do.
With us. Everybody, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful and great. If the show does reruns during the summertime, I will personally repost our episodes to correspond with them so you can actually watch them again with us.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll be here next year. James Lott Jr. on all social media, Black Hope LA on Twitter, though. And we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AFTERBUZZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.